everyone. Good evening. Hi Divyanshu, Roshan, Prakriti, Arnab. Hi Nidhi. One second, every one of you. Let me close it. Yes. So I hope every one of you can hear and view me. Riya, Omkar, Nidhi. Yes. That's good. That's great. So we have already finished the fractions and integers chapters. Yes, Devashi, I'm good. I hope every one of you are also doing good. So we have already finished 2 chapters. I just want to ask you, how many of you have given the test of last chapter, fractions? There was a test once after the doubt session. So every one of you have attempted it. That's good. That's really good, every one of you. So does any of you have any questions or any doubts with the test or any doubts with the last chapter? Aditya, Devashi, Roshan. That's great, guys. That's really good. So it seems every one of you are clear with the last 2 chapters, and I expect every one of you to score 100 out of 100 whenever the examination held on that specific chapter. Can I? Yes. That's really good, guys. So some of you are saying 99, not 99. You should be attempting for 100, and you should get 100 out of 100. That's very important in maths, guys. It's a very good scoring subject, and you will be able to score that if you are practicing enough. Okay. So with that, let me start with the next chapter. That is nothing but rational numbers. Does any of you know English meaning of rational? What do you mean by rational? What do you say generally rational? Okay, this is not what I'm expecting, Arya. You should not copy paste. Probably you can give your answer in your own words. That's good. But you should not directly copy paste a number of the form P by Q or a number which can be expressed as a quotient of 2 integers. Okay, that is not required. Probably try it out in your own words. That would be much better. Okay. So Omkar is saying ratio. Yes. Probably the English meaning of the rational is completely different, guys. Probably you might have heard about a rational decision taken. That's kind of a good decision taken. Something like that in English. But whereas when you come to maths, I just want to say rational has come from the word ratio. I hope everyone of you, what do you mean by ratio? Isn't it? Ratio is nothing but you compare 2 quantities. Let me say 1:2, which will be equal to 1/2, which is a fraction, guys. Important thing is that whatever the ratio you represent in the form of 1:2 or 3:4, anything, it will be a fraction. Isn't it? Does every one of you agree with this? Gauri, Sanskar, Omkar. Yes? That's good. That's right, every one of you. So this is ratio. So in the same way, we are going to see what is a rational number and what exactly is the definition of it in this class. Okay. So now before that, let me just introduce you with the previous topic. Let me just recall a few things. Fractions, which is a very important part. Yes, Anirudh, if you have any doubt, try to give it to me. Give your doubt in the private chat so that whenever I feel comfortable or whenever it is required in the middle of the class, I'll be explaining you. Rather than disturbing the class in the whole class, Anirudh, it is always better to give your doubt in the private chat. Okay. Any of you, if any of you have any doubt, just post it in the private chat. Once after the class or at the end of the class, we may discuss all your doubts. Okay. Now, coming to this rational numbers, we call fractions. So guys, what is fractions first of all? Medansh, Roshan, Shagun. What is a fraction? Division, a part of a whole. That's good. That's really good, every one of you. So I can say something like 3/4. There is nothing but 3/4. If there are 4 parts, 3 parts of the 4. Isn't it? 3/4 mean? Or let me say part of whole. That's good. Or let me say that. Okay, let us go to our same old example, the previous example. 6 slices in a pizza. If you consider this, if you are having 2 slices, that means 2/6. If you simplify it, you can represent it as 1/3. If there are 3 slices, you're going to have your share is 1 slice of it, isn't it? Or if I say there are 6 pencils and you have taken 2 pencils, you can say 2 by 6. This is the fraction of the pencils taken by you. This is how you represent a fraction. So now coming to what exactly is the difference between a fraction and a rational number, we're going to see now. Okay. Numbers of the form P by Q where Q is not equal to 0. For this, let me give you a small example. Suppose if I say you're traveling on a road, you are traveling on a road and your car is placed somewhere over here. Let me say, okay, let me draw it. Your car is placed somewhere over here, something like this. Okay, here on the road, the other destination towards here, petrol pump over here, moving in this direction, there's a petrol pump after 10 kilometers and there's a petrol pump behind 10 kilometers. So how do you represent, if I say you're moving forward and if I represent the distance from the distance of the petrol pump towards this side is 10, what can I say about this? Does any of you can you guess? Probably if you know number line, you will be able to guess it. That's good. That's really good, every one of you. If it is something behind, I can say that it is minus 10. There is nothing but the number line, guys. Probably if you observe the number line, 0 is over here, 1, 2, 3, something like this. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. There is nothing but all the positive numbers are towards the right hand side and all the negative numbers towards the left hand side. There is nothing but you can keep the car over here and you can say, let me say the car is here and the petrol pump is towards 10 kilometers, that is plus 10 kilometers, or let me say that is plus 10. I'll represent the distance not in the terms of units, I'll just represent it as plus 10. Or if it is behind, I'll represent it as minus 10. This is a kind of indication to say to which direction the car has to move. Okay, in the same way, if I ask you, a shopkeeper has got a profit of 10 rupees. If I represent it in the form of 10, what about his loss of 10 rupees? Arnab, Divyansh, Vidushi, Roshan? Yes, that's good. That's really good, every one of you. Something which is contradicting or something which is completely away from it, that you can represent it as minus. The minus 10, I can represent the loss of the shopkeeper. Instead of saying 10 rupees or anything, I can just represent it in a numerical form as minus 10. Now, in the same way, let me ask you a very small example. If suppose the height above the sea level, is 10 kilometers and it is represented by 10. Okay, what about the depth of sea level? Depth below sea level. How do you represent the same 10 kilometers below the sea level? How do you represent that 10 kilometers, guys? Yes, absolutely. That's good. That's good, every one of you. Minus 10. So why am I saying this is, why am I talking about this minus and all this thing cause? So let me say minus 3 by 4. Can I say this is a fraction? Is it possible for me this is a fraction of whole or not? No, right? Guys, every one of you, remember this. Whenever it is 3 by 4, I can say absolutely it is a fraction because 3 parts out of 4 parts. But minus 3 by 4, is there any possibility of minus 3? Is there any, if suppose there are 4 slices of pizza, can I say that you had minus 3 slices? Is there any sense for it? No, right? So that is why whenever there is a negative, you cannot say it as a fraction. Rather than that, as saying as a fraction, you can always say it as a rational number. That is where the rational number comes into picture, guys. The numbers of the form P by Q, whether P and Q are integers. I hope every one of you remember the integers. What are the integers, guys? Integers comprises of what are all numbers? Samir, Omkar, Roshan. Integers includes both positive and negative, isn't it? All the positive and negative numbers. Yes, that's good. That's good, every one of you. So now that is what P and Q are integers, where Okay guys, this is a very important thing. Why Q is not equal to 0? What is the reason? What is the reason given it as Q is not equal to 0? Yes, Parampit, you have said in the private chat that you have a doubt. Probably type it and post it in there itself, so that I can discuss your question later. If there is something related to this class, Parampit, right now, whatever we are discussing right now, you may ask it right now. If it is something related to the previous classes, type it and keep it, post it in the chat box. Okay. Now, numbers of the form P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0. I already said P and Q are integers. So now I can say that minus 3 by 4 is a rational number. How many of you agree with this? I'm not saying minus 3 by 4 is a fraction, but it is a rational number. That's good. That's really good, every one of you. So yes, it is a rational number. So saying that, first let me recall you. Which of the following are rational numbers? Can I say that 0 is a rational number? Yes, this is a very important question for you to understand. Can I say that 0 is a rational number? So every one of you are saying no and some of you are saying yes. Guys, observe it. I said that P and Q are integers. Remember this, P and Q are integers where Q is not equal to 0. But did I mention anywhere that P is not equal to 0? If P is equal to 0, it will be 0 by 1 or 0 by 2. Anything that doesn't matter for us, it will always be equal to 0. Are you able to understand this? Satyanarayana, Tushar, Arnab? Yes, 0 is also a rational number if you observe. 0 by 1, where I never said P should not be. Yes. Some of you are asking how. Let me go to the previous slide. If you observe this, I mentioned the number of the form P by Q, and the condition is given that only Q should be not equal to 0, which we have already discussed that because in the denominator if there is a 0, it is not a defined condition or it is not a defined number. So definitely Q is not equal to 0 is a required condition, but I can say that P can be equal to 0 by Q, some 2 or something 3 or any integer it can be. 0 by 2, 0 by 1 or anything, it will be equal to 0. Did you understand, every one of you? Fatima, I hope you should be clear with this. P can be 0, but Q should not be 0. That is the condition. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good, every one of you. So, Deborah, stop copying the chat and posting it. That would be spamming the chat. It is better you can avoid that. Now in the same way, let me ask you, what about an integer? Can I say that integers are rational numbers? Integers are nothing but 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2. Can I say that these are rational numbers? Are they in the form of P by Q? Are they seem to be in the form of P by Q? Yes, some of you are saying yes and some of you are saying no. The very important thing you need to understand over here is that the condition is given that Q is not equal to 0. 2, I can represent it as 2 by 1. That means where Q is equal to 1. 3 also I can represent it as 3 by 1, where Q is again 1. So here for P is equal to 2 and P is equal to 3, Q is equal to 1. Yes, these all integers can be represented as rational numbers. Does every one of you agree? Ayush, Roshan, Draupadi, Kanika, you should be clear with this? Yes, that's good. So this is how you can say all the integers are also rational numbers, because always you can represent them as divided by 1 or 2 by 1, something like this. Definitely all integers are in the form of P by Q. Now saying that, every one of you observe this. Can I say 4 by 5 is a rational number? Yes, this is a rational number. Roshan, yes, that's good. Absolutely, every one of you correct. 4 by 5 is a rational number because it is in the form of P by Q, where P is equal to 4 and Q is equal to 5. What about the next one? Minus 3 by 4. In the numerator it represents minus 3 and in the denominator it represents 4. Yes, absolutely. Satyanarayana, it is also a rational number. It is not a fraction, but it is a rational number because P is equal to minus 3 and Q is equal to 4. Our condition is only one thing. Q should not be equal to 0. If Q is not equal to 0, you can always say that it is a rational number. Now coming to the next one, 1 divided by 0. Is it a rational number, guys? Now Satyanarayana, Sanskriti, you should be able to say this question. Yes, it is not a rational number. Absolutely, that's a really good answer, every one of you. Yes, this is not an rational number. Okay, because 1 divided by 0, where p is equal to 1 but q is equal to 0, which is not an possible condition, as we already know that we saw that q should not be equal to 0. Now coming to the next one, minus 27. Again, I can say minus 27 is a negative integer. There is nothing but minus 27 divided by 1 is equal to minus 27 divided by 1. I can say it is in the form of p is equal to minus 27 and q is equal to 1. Yes, it is in the form of p by q, where q is not equal to 0 and q and p, both of them are integers. I hope every one of you should be clear with this. Yes, absolutely. That's good. That's really good, every one of you. Now let me go to the next one. Can I say that 0.3333, is this a rational number? Gauri, Swaroop, can I say that 0.333? Okay, some of you are saying yes and some of you are saying no. So guys, don't get confused. Devashi, Hailey and Gauri, observe it. We already learned in the decimal numbers that I can always write the decimal number as, let me show you. I can represent 333 in the form of 0.333 in the form of 333 divided by 1000. Heli, isn't it in the form of p by q, where p is equal to 333 and q is equal to 1000? Gauri, Devashi, every one of you observe it. Isn't it? Okay, that's good. That's really good, every one of you. The denominator should never be 0. Absolutely, Medansh. That's the only condition over here. Okay, now agreed. That's good, every one of you. Anam, do you still have any doubt? Do you see? Do you think that 0.333 is not an rational number? Akshat, Arnab, Jashan, it is a rational number. Yes, that's good. Okay, that's good, Satyanarayana. So I hope every one of you clear exact thing of rational numbers. That's really good, every one of you. Now, yes, Divyansh, you have given a question. I'll come to that question. Don't worry. Let me go with the topic now. So this is a very important concept you need to know, guys. This is a very important concept where you can say that, first of all, when you started probably at, let me say, from your 3rd standard or 4th standard, you got acquainted with natural numbers. That is, you used to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't it? You used to count them and you used to say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it goes on. And next you have learned that if you add 0 to the all the natural numbers, it becomes whole number. Whole numbers is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 goes on. And then you have learned that if you see this diagram, it is a very good representation of all the numbers. Initially you learned that all the counting numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the whole numbers you have added 1, 0. If you observe this diagram, it represents that all the whole, you can say all the natural numbers are whole numbers, but you cannot say all the whole numbers are not natural numbers. How many of you are able to understand this statement? Every one of you try to repeat for yourself saying this statement, you will understand it. Every one of you try to repeat Shagun, that's great, that's good, that's great. Let's continue with the class. I can see your message, that's good. So now, in natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. Whereas whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And integers include not only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but also negative integers, which are -4, -3, -2, -1, and goes on. I hope every one of you are able to understand this. Integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers. This is kind of a pie, guys. Every one of you observe this. This is kind of a pie where the core part is natural. And if you add 0, it forms whole number, and if you add negative numbers, it will form integers. And now, if you come to rational numbers, what is rational number? It is nothing but, let me say, 1 by 2. 1 by 2. If you represent 1 by 2, so Divyansh, I'll come to that, don't worry. Divyansh, if you observe 1 by 2 is between 1 and 2. sorry, 1 by 2 is between 0 and 1. I'm sorry guys. 0 and 1. Because every one of you know that 1 by 2 is nothing but equal to 0.5. Half is nothing but 0.5. So 0.5 lies between 0 and 1. And in that way you can find out all the decimal places like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. All of them you can represent in the form of all of them. Yes, all of them you can represent between 1 and 2 in the form of rational numbers. That is 1 by 10, 2 by 10, 3 by 10, and goes on. You can represent let me say 0.15, which is something like between 0.1 and 0.2. That you can represent it as 15 by 10. Okay, I hope every one of you are able to understand this, or any of you have any doubt or any questions? Yes. Okay, that's good. I didn't get you, Fatima. What exactly is your question? Anyways, I'll repeat it once again, guys. Observe it very carefully. So here, the diagram, whatever is represents over here, is that we know that natural numbers, whole numbers, integers. But whereas coming to rational numbers represent the numbers between the integers. Let me say 1 and 2. Let me say something like 3 by 2. That is 1.5. That lies exactly between 1.5. That is 1 and 2. Between half of the distance between 1 and 2. Between the middle place of 1 and 2. Okay, 1.5. That is 3 by 2. Or let me say 4 by 3. That is also something 1.3, something like that. Okay, if you observe all of them one after one, it comes like between 1 and 2, and I can always represent them in the form of rational numbers. Is this clear, every one of you? Fatima and Aryan? Arya, I already told you to post the question post your question in the private chat so that we can discuss it later. Are all fractions are rational numbers? Absolutely, Kanika. Absolutely, that's a very good question. Yes, all the fractions are rational numbers, because fraction numbers is nothing but p by q, isn't it? But whereas fractions does not include negative numbers. You cannot say minus 3 by 4 or minus 2 by 1, something like this. Where integers come into picture, those things we call it as rational numbers. Yes, absolutely, you're correct. All fractions are rational numbers. Now, so I hope one of you should be clear with this diagram also. Rational numbers include integers, integers include whole numbers include natural numbers. Is this clear, every one of you? Divyansh, Sanskar, Haili, Sanskruti? Yes, that's good, every one of you. Okay. Okay, that's good. Anirudh, you're asking how, regarding what you're asking how? If you can give me an elaborate detail of your question so that I can discuss. Okay, that's good, every one of you. Now, let me come to Divyansh's question. A car can travel 17.6 kilometer on 1 liter of gasoline. A car can travel 17.6 kilometer. How much gasoline is required to cover a distance of 158.4? That's a good question, Divyansh. So let me say I do not know number of liters required, but definitely I'm sure that I need more than 1, isn't it? Because number of kilometers is more. Because so now if you observe, try to divide 158.4 divided by 17.6, such that you will get number of number of liters of gasoline required. I hope you are able to understand, Divyansh. If you divide 158 by 0.4 divided by 117.6, and if you simplify it, okay, that's good, every one of you. Now, so yes, Arya, you're saying all rational numbers are not fractions. See, my answer is that all fractions are rational numbers. All fractions are rational numbers. Absolutely, the vice versa of this. All rational numbers are not fractions. I hope every one of you read this statement twice and try to understand it. It's a very important statement. Aryan, I hope you are able to understand this statement. All fractions are included in rational numbers, but Not all the rational. See, let me show you a small thing. Let me say this is a square. If I have taken this part, yes, it includes this part. If I have taken this part, yes, this is included in this part, but this whole square is not included in that small square. That is nothing but rational numbers is a big square and fractions is a small square. Fractions include in rational numbers, but rational numbers does not include in fractions. Every one of you try to understand that statement. Anyways, I hope you should be able to understand this. There is a very important, guys. It may be asked in your a 1 mark question or something like that. So don't get confused with that kind of questions. Fractions having the denominator as 0 are not called rational number. Meransh, even there is no fraction with denominator 0. We already discussed this, Meransh, if you remember. Fractions never have any denominator with 0. This is completely not defined. We have discussed this case during fractions chapter also. Okay, now Arya is asking 42 by minus 63 is as a rational number with denominator 3. Arya will come to that, don't worry. Your question is yet to be taught. And you had said you have a doubt, probably you can post that out so that I can explain you. Medansh, fractions having the denominator as 0 are not called rational number. Absolutely, Medansh, right now I explained you. Is a rational number. Absolutely, Arnab. Every one of you can see Arnab's question, that is nothing but 0.000222. If there is an n to the decimal, absolutely it is a rational number, Arnab. You can divide it by whatever number of places the digits are there after decimal place. You can keep those number of zeros after 1 and you can represent in the form of p by q. Okay, that's good. Yes. So I hope every one of you are clear with your doubts except Arya. Arya will come to your question, don't worry. Okay. Now coming to this, equivalent rational numbers. Write two rational numbers that are equivalent to the rational number 12 by 20. I hope every one of you know what is an equivalent fraction. Roshan, Raghav, Ayush, what is an equivalent fraction? Yes, that's good. That's really good, everyone. Equivalent fraction is nothing but, let me say 2 by 3 is there. I can represent 2 by 3 by multiplying by the same number in both numerator and denominator. That is 2 into 2 divided by 3 into 2. It is nothing but 4 by 6. Or you can say 3 by 4. Again, if you multiply by 3 in numerator and denominator. Why am I doing this? Is because you can directly simplify 2 and 2 by cancelling them out. So I can represent 2 by 3 or 4 by 6. Yes, both the values are same. This we have discussed in fractions. The same concept applies for rational numbers also. Raghav, Swastik, Gauri. I hope you should. Yes, that's good, Arnab. That's really good. 24 by 40 and 48 by 80. So let's see 12 divided by 20. So I'll say that equivalent fractions are nothing but 12 into 2 divided by 20 into 2. This is nothing but 24 divided by 40. Yes or no? Absolutely. That's a correct answer. And now I can say 12 into 3 divided by 20 into 3. If you observe this, there is 36 by 60. Again 12 into 4 and 20 into 4. That is equal to 48 divided by 80. I hope every one of you are able to understand this equivalent fraction. As every one of you are very much familiar with this topic. Yes, that's good. That's good, every one of you. So let me see. Some of you are asking, what about 22 by 7? Devashi, are you sure? So 22 by 7. Probably, Devashi, you are trying to simplify it, isn't it? You are trying to simplify it. Probably, I don't think 22 by 7 is not the correct answer, Devashi. Even if you simplify it, you won't get denominator as 7. If I'm correct. Okay, that's good, every one of you. Sanskruti, it would be enough if you answer for once rather than spamming the chat. Yeah. So tell me, 15 by 3 and 5 are equivalent fraction, equivalent rational numbers. Can I say that? Both of them are equivalent rational numbers. Is this true or false? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, that is correct. Multiplication of fraction by fraction, when two fractions are multiplied, the product obtained yay. Okay, that's good. That's good, every one of you. 15 by 3 is nothing but, if you simplify that, 3 ones are 3 5s are. So I can say, yes, I can represent it as 5 by 1 also. I haven't done anything, nothing but I represented this 5 by 1 as equivalent fraction. 5 into 3, 1 into 3. This is equal to 15 by 3. As every one of you are able to observe this and every one of you are clear with this, yes, these two are equivalent rational numbers. Excuse me, guys. So now comes to the standard form of the rational numbers, which is a very important thing. Arya, whatever question you have asked, that depends on this standard form. Numbers of the form P by Q such that P and Q are co-prime and Q is a positive integer. So guys, this is a very important thing you need to understand. Let me show you some examples before going to the standard form. Yes. So let me show you some question. Let me say 2 divided by minus 4. Here if you observe, I can say that P is equal to 2 and Q is equal to minus 4. Isn't it? In the same way, if you observe, I can further simplify 2 and minus 4. Both of them are divisible by 2. So I can further simplify by 2 and 2 by dividing by 2. I can say 2 1s are 2 minus 2s are. That shows you that 1 by minus 2. I can write 1 by minus 2 as 1 into minus 1 divided by minus 2 into minus 1. We already learned in our first chapter that negative integers is positive and product of a negative and a positive integer is negative. So 1 into minus 1 is minus 1, minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2. So this represents minus half. So here if you observe, it is nothing but equivalent fraction. 1 by minus 2, whether the negative sign is in the denominator minus 2 or in the numerator minus 1 by 2, it is equivalent fraction. How many of you are able to understand this? Suresh, Devashi, Suresh, yes? That's good. That's good, every one of you. Okay, let me explain you once again, guys. There's a very important concept you need to know with a standard form of representing rational number. Let me take another example for this case. I'll take, let me take a small example that would be better. 3 by minus 9. Here if you observe, yes, both of them are divisible by 3 in the numerator and denominator. And here it is in the form of P is equal to 3 and Q is equal to minus 3. Isn't it? So in the denominator it is a negative number. So for that, what am I going to do is that I'll simplify it first of all. I'll simplify whatever the rational number is. 3 1s are 3 minus 3s are. 3 into minus 3 is equal to minus 9. So I can represent that fraction rational number as 1 by minus 3. Now I'm going to write the equivalent fraction of this, such as I'm going to multiply in the numerator and in the denominator by minus 1. In the denominator, the multiplication is nothing but, the product is nothing but, product is between two negative integers, and in the numerator it's between a positive integer and a negative integer. Such that minus 1 by minus 3 into minus 1 is nothing but plus 3. So it is minus 1 by 3. So if you observe, both of them are equivalent fractions. You can represent in either form. And we say the standard form is nothing but, numbers of the form P by Q. Guys, I'll come to those. P and Q are co-prime. What do you mean by that? I'll come to that statement, don't worry. And the next statement is Q is a positive integer. That is what so far we have been trying. 1 by minus 3 is represented as minus 1 by 3, where the denominator is a positive integer. Is every one of you able to understand this? Okay, that's good every one of you. So this is how you represent. And coming to the next statement, that P and Q are co-prime. So what do you mean by co-prime? Co-prime, or let me say mutually prime numbers. What do you mean by a prime number first of all? What do you mean by a prime number? Can any of you give me the statement? What is a prime number? Suresh, Divyansh, Sudesh. Yes, there can be two factors, that is only two factors, in which one of the factor is the numerical one and the other one is the number itself. In co-prime is nothing but, let me say 3 by 5. Co-prime is nothing but, it is not possible to further simplify, or both the numerator and the denominator does not have a common factor other than 1. Both the numerator and denominator does not have a common factor other than 1. Every one of you observe it. 3 by 5 if you observe, yes, is it possible to further simplify 3 by 5? No. I can only write it as 3 by 5. But whereas if I observe 15 by 20, are they co-prime numbers? Doesn't they have any other common factor other than 15, 20 and 1? There is a common factor of 5. So I can say 5 3s are, 5 4s are. Yes, I can simplify it further. So 3 and 4 again are called as co-prime numbers, which are mutually prime numbers. Co-prime or mutually prime. Of course, 4 is not a prime number. If you consider only 4, yes, 4 is not a prime number because it is divisible by 2 and 1 and the number itself. 4 is not a prime number. But whereas you are writing 3 by 4, yes, these two are co-prime numbers. These two numbers are called as co-prime numbers. I hope every one of you are able to understand this. What is a co-prime number and why the denominator as that's good, Arya? Okay. Yes, that's good, every one of you. What is 22 by 7? Is it a rational number? So Devashi, tell me, isn't it a rational number? Devashi, isn't it in the form of p by q? Yes, it is a rational number, absolutely. But whereas if you are thinking about pi value, if you are considering pi is equal to 22 by 7, it is completely different, Devashi. I understood in what aspect you have asked the question. I understood this. If you are saying pi is equal to 22 by 7, guys, every one of you know that area of a circle is equal to pi r square, isn't it? Yes. But observe it. Devashi is asking, is 22 by 7 is a rational number or not? Yes, if you are considering 22 by 7, yes, it is a rational number. Whereas pi is approximately equal to 22 by 7. Don't worry, regarding this in detail will come with our next chapters. So far, try to know that pi is not a rational number, but whereas 22 by 7, it is approximately equal to 22 by 7, which is just for the sake of calculations, we have taken an approximate value in the form of 22 by 7. You'll come to know if it is not a rational number, what kind of a number it can be. Everything you'll come to know, guys. Don't worry right now about them. Right now, concentrate only on rational numbers. Is this clear, Devashi? Or you still have any doubt or any questions? Yes, that's good. Devashi, what is pi? So, Divyansh, pi is nothing but area of circle. Riya, I already told you, if you have any doubt, post it in the private chat so that I can see. Area of circle is equal to pi r square. So what is this pi? It is a constant which you take it as 22 by 7 or let me say 3.14. Excuse me. Are you able to remember this, guys? Devashi, Samir, Divyansh. Yes, that's good. That's good, every one of you. Guys, if you still have any doubt, Devashi, I hope you should be clear with this. Pi is not a rational number, whereas pi, if you're saying that pi is equal to 22 by 7 is what you learned, it is not exactly equal to 22 by 7. Just for calculations, we are using that. Don't get confused with this question, guys. Okay. Now, if you observe numbers of the form p by q such that p and q are co-prime, which is not further possible to simplify or which does not have any common factor other than 1. And q is a positive integer. Okay, that's good. So now tell me, write these numbers in the form of a standard form. Tell me whether the first number is in the standard form or not. If it is not in the standard form, try to represent it in the form of in the standard form. Yes, yes, it is in the standard form because why every one of you, Aryan, Anirudh, Ayush, is in minus 3 by 4. See, what is the condition we want? P by q, such p and q are co-prime and q is a positive integer. Here, equal to minus 3 and q is equal to 4. And q is a positive integer over here and minus 3 and 4 does not have any common factor other than 1. Isn't it? Yes, it is a rational number in a standard form. Anirudh, Aryan, Ayush, are you able to understand this? Okay, that's good. That's good, every one of you. Now coming to the next one, 6 divided by 48. Is it in the standard form? Is there any common factor? Yes, absolutely. Denominator is positive integer. Q is a positive integer. No, it is not in the standard form because I have 6 by 48. I can further simplify it. 6 ones are 6 8s. As both of them has the 6 as a factor, I can represent it in the form of 1 by 8. This is not in the standard form, but 1 by 8 is in the standard form. Okay, that's great, every one of you. Now tell me what about the third one? Is it in the standard form? 7 by minus 43? Raghav, every one of you getting confused. It is not in the standard form. It is not. Ria, I already told you 0 by 5 you are talking about. Ria, if you are talking about 0 by 5, I already mentioned this. It is a rational number, 0. Because 0 by 1 or 0. P can be 0, Ria, where Q cannot be 0. That is the condition which we have already seen. Anyways, come back. 7 divided by minus 43. Here, the denominator should be positive. So let me write the equivalent fraction of this. Is nothing but 7 into minus 1 divided by minus 43 into minus 1. That is nothing but minus 7 divided by 43. If you this is not in the standard form, minus 7 by 43 is in the standard form, where the denominator is a positive integer. I hope every one of you clear with the standard form now. Does any of you still have any doubt or any questions? Satyanarayana, Anirudh, Devashi. Okay, that's really good, every one of you. That's good. Okay, let me see. Some of you are asking some questions. Divyansh, your question is clear. Arya, yes. Arya, now we can come to your question. 42 divided by minus 63 as a rational number with denominator 3. So let me say, is it in the standard form first of all? No, absolutely it is not in the standard form. Here the denominator is a negative integer and the numerator and denominator both have common factor, isn't it? So I can say 7 6 0, 7 minus 9 0, 3 2 0, 3 minus 3 0. There is nothing but 2 divided by minus 3. Still it is not in the standard form, which is where the denominator is a negative integer. I have just made that P and Q are co-prime numbers. P and Q are co-prime numbers. And if I observe 2 by minus 3 is equal to 2 into minus 1 divided by minus 3 into minus 1. It is nothing but minus 2 by 3. Yes, now it is in the standard form. I hope Arya, I hope you already got this answer anyways. I just want to explain in this context. You should be clear with this, Arya. This is how you represent in the form of denominator 3. So what is the use of standard form? Okay, that's good. Arnab, option raise hand is just to, if you have any doubt, you may ask. Probably we are using chat box right now, so you do not worry about that option. Is 2 by 2 and 45 by 90 is equivalent fraction? Absolutely, Arnab. I hope it is not 2 by 2. No, I'm sorry. 2 by 2 and 45 by 90, I don't think so. If it is 2 by 4 and 45 by 90, yes. Arnab, try to simplify it for yourself. 2 by 2, 45 by 90. 2 1 0, 2 1 0. Yes, it is equal to 1. 45 1 0, 45 2 0. 1 by 2. Others seem to be equal. Just think, just simplify and think about it, Arnab. You will understand that then. Yes. Now let me see. Some of you are having some questions. Arnab, I already told you. Yes, they are not. They are not equivalent fractions because 1 and 1 by 2 are not equal. Yes. Okay, that's okay, guys. So I hope everyone of you clear with this so far. Whatever we have seen. Some of you are asking what is the use of standard form? Yes. What is the use of standard form in daily life? Medansh, that's good. That's a good question. Use of standard form is to make calculations easy. So Arya, yes, that's good. So first of all, let me ask you, what is the use of rational numbers? Let us just leave apart standard form. What is the use of rational numbers? Compare. Parampreet, I already told you n number of times. If you have any doubt, give it in the private chat so that we can discuss. Or else, if it is related to right now, as every one of you are posting the questions, post the question. That will be the best way. And I will stop doing that. Compare. That's good. That's good. Same as fractions. Yes. But here the difference is you can go to minus also. See, in a practical life, definitely minus is not possible. Minus is not possible in a practical life. Suppose you have 6 pencils. I can say you have 6 pencils. Can I say that you have minus 6 pencils? Is it a practical way of saying? No, right? But here the very important thing with the minus and plus is that if you observe here, I have taken a sea level. Height above the sea level I have represented as 10, that is plus 10. Height below I have represented as minus 10. So here the very important with the minus comes with the theoretical calculation and theoretical applications. You'll understand in better with the physics. You are going to use this negative or fractional numbers a lot in your 8th, 9th standards, in your 8th, 9th, 10th further studies. Okay. So these negative integers, or let me say negative, these rational numbers and the standard form, you will understand the significance of these, all this, why we are learning all this in your higher classes. Okay, Jashan, I hope you should be clear with this. Shubhangi, Samir, the application part and the theoretically you will have, we can tell 10 meter below sea level. Yes, Medon, probably in calculations, instead of saying yes in a statement, you can always say 10 meter below sea level. But when you are doing calculations, you cannot say 10 meter below sea level. Rather than that, it is always better if you use minus 10. You will understand that much better in your 8th class when you come across profit and loss chapter. Don't worry right now about that minus and everything. Let us try to learn this. You will understand the application in your 8th class. Is this clear, every one of you? Raghav, Devashi, Divyansh? Yes, that's good. That's good, every one of you. Parampreet, I already told you, if you have any doubt, you may give it in the private chat. So integer, Arnab, in the same way, profit and loss, whenever it is represented in the form of integers, we're going to use that. Okay. Now, let me come to question. Reduce minus 35 by 49 to the standard form. Reduce minus 35 by 49 to the standard form. Every one of you try to solve it. What is the standard form first of all? Not able to. Suresh, try to log it and log in once again. If you observe minus 35 divided by 49. For this, yes, the denominator is positive, but they have a common factor. Okay, but they have a common factor by 7. So I can say 7 5s up, 7 7s up. Kushi, how did you get minus 1 by 3? I don't think so. It should be minus 5 by 7 if I'm correct. Probably you might have done some calculation mistake or something, Kushi. Try to observe it. Yes, every one of you else got the same answer. That's good. That's good, every one of you. Now, okay. Now let me go to the next question. So here there is a very important case, guys. Write 3 more rational numbers in each of the following patterns. Guys, every one of you observe the first question. Minus 7 by 12, minus 14 by 24, minus 21 by 36. Doesn't it seem to be a pattern? If every one of you try to reduce them into the standard form, everything will come as minus 7 by 12. And all the rational numbers are the multiples of the first rational number, that is minus 7 by 12. Or you can say equivalent rational numbers. Minus 7 by 12 and minus 14 by 24, minus 21 by 36, all of them are equivalent rational numbers. Does every one of you agree with me? Omkar, Atar, Akshat, yes, that's good. That's really good, every one of you. So now if you observe, let me expand the pattern so that I can understand what exactly is influencing this pattern. So I can say minus 7 by 12, minus 7 into 2 divided by 12 into 2, and minus 7 into 3 divided by 12 into 3. So for the next, if you observe 1 in 2 and 3, so for the next equivalent fraction, I'll say minus 7 into 4 divided by 12 into 4, minus 7 into 5 divided by 12 into 5, minus 7 into 4 is minus 28 divided by 48, yes, and minus 7 into 5 is minus 35 divided by 60, and minus 7 into 6 is minus 42 divided by 72. I hope every one of you are able to understand this pattern, guys. Does any of you have any doubt or any questions with this? Yes, absolutely. That's good. That's good, everyone. Now let me go to the next one. The next one is a bit typical rather than that. So now you can understand the standard form use. Probably in this case, it's a very small case, although it is not a practical use, but you can understand over here. Here the denominator is -6 and -9, and whereas the first term numerator is -1. But whereas I can say -1/3, and if I convert this into the standard form, 2 and -6, I can write it as -1/3. 3 and -9, again if you convert it into standard form, I can write it as -1/3. The very important thing you need to know over here, the pattern over here is that -1/3, 2/-6, 3/-9. I can say that it should be something like this. If you observe, the very important thing you need to understand is that -1/3. How did the second term come? Here the numerator became positive. That is that you should divide. You should multiply by a negative term. And if you observe, the denominator became negative, so -2. Here the first term -1/3 is multiplied in numerator and denominator by -2. Okay. Now let me go to the. Let me show it. Observe it, Medansh. Observe it very carefully. This is a very important question. If you observe, the very important thing you need to understand is if you convert all of them into standard form. All of them are equal. That is -1/3. Yes, all of them are equivalent fractions also. Absolutely. But to repeat the pattern, it is different from representing in the standard form. To repeat the pattern, the first one is -1/3. The second one is -1 into -2 divided by 3 into -2. Here I am just making it as equivalent fraction by multiplying in numerator and denominator by -2, such that it is equal to 2/-6. In the same way, let me say, I'll take the first number itself, -1/3, and I'll multiply -1 into -3 divided by 3 into -3, such that it gives you +3/-9. And in the same way, if you observe -1/3 into -4/-4, that will give you +4 divided by -12. And if you do the same way with -5/-6, you'll get 5/-15, 6/-18. Is this clear, every one of you, or any of you have it out? When it is asked about a pattern, you need to represent in this way itself, guys. Not with the standard form. When it is asked about a pattern, you should go in this way only. When you are comparing them, you should compare with the standard form so that you will understand all of them are equivalent fractions of -1/3. Okay, I hope every one of you should be clear with this pattern. Now let me move on. So try to fill in these boxes. Every one of you should be very much. There is nothing but equivalent fractions. Try to fill these boxes, the empty boxes. That's good. Every one of you, because denominator is multiplied by 5, so numerator is also multiplied by 5. What about the next one? Denominator is multiplied by 6, so numerator is multiplied by 6, so denominator is also multiplied by 6, 24. Now coming to this one, here if you observe, it is multiplied by 7, or you can say 21 divided by 7 will give you 3, so 14 divided by 7 will give you 2. Okay, and here if you observe, 14 is equal to 10 and 21. What can you say about this one? Yes, there is a very important thing. If you observe, you need to compare this fraction and this fraction, such that numerator 2 into 5 is 10, so denominator will be 3 into 5, 15. Every one of you are very much relevant with these equivalent fractions. So I hope every one of you should be able to solve it. Yes, that's good. That's good, every one of you. Okay. So I hope every one of you clear with the rational numbers. Does any of you have any questions? So let's try to solve this question. Do 7/15 and -28/-60 have the same standard form? Does these two, 7/15 and -28/-60, have the same standard form? Some of you are saying yes and some of you are saying no. Let me see. 7/15, and let me multiply it by -4 and -4, such that 7 into -4 is nothing but -28, 15 into -4 is nothing but -60. Yes, absolutely, both of them has the same standard form, that is nothing but 7 by 15. I hope every one of you clear with this question, guys. Okay, that's good, every one of you. So with this, we are done with our class, guys. I hope every one of you clear with the rational numbers, first topic. So Arya, your question is 3 by 8 and x by -24 are equivalent rational numbers. So Arya, right now we have seen a similar questions. -24. So 8 into -3 is -24. So multiply the numerator also by -3 such that x will be equal to -9. So I hope every one of you are able to understand this. Okay, that's good. That's good, every one of you. So with this, we are done with the class for today, guys. Again, we'll meet in the next class. Till then, every one of you practice as much as possible with the rational numbers. I hope every one of you understood this rational numbers, and again, we'll be discussing, if not rational numbers, there is one more type of numbers we'll be discussing in the next class. Okay? Till then, every one of you, bye-bye.